Hello and welcome back to the Spiritual View. I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Jenn Tarot, and I'm one of the hosts of the Spiritual View. Today we have a powerful message channeled directly from Archangel Michael for the month of November. This month we're entering a time of transformation with potent shifts in the age of Aquarius, where blessings that were once held back are finally being released. If you've been feeling the energies building, you are not alone. November is bringing increased downloads, intuition, and a powerful healing wave that's ready to help us cleanse and grow in our missions. So if you are excited about the blessings coming in, drop a heart in the comments below. And if you are new to the Spiritual View, welcome in. The Spiritual View is hosted by a group of 7 spiritually gifted women who offer a range of modalities to bring messages to the collective. We are creating such a thriving, supportive community, and we are so thankful to each and every one of you. We offer daily videos, 2 weekly live streams, and a monthly collaboration event where we give away a chance to win a free private reading from one of the team. Feel free to jump into the chat, share your experiences, and ask questions. We love connecting with you and making the space as interactive as possible. Let's grow and awaken together. All right, so before we get started, let's take a moment to ground ourselves. Join me in taking a few deep breaths and doing the invocation to call on the spirit team. All right, so if you'll close your eyes and breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. Okay, so let's dive in to Archangel Michael's channeled message for November. This is a powerful month full of transformation and release, and so let's hear what he has to say. Okay. The time has come. The moment that many have been waiting for is arriving. The age of Aquarius has been long talked about, and it's finally here and will be received by many. The heavier and more dense energies are lifting. You may not feel the relief yet, but it is coming. Hold the vision, hold the light. Relief is on the way. Pay attention to all of the information that you are receiving at this time. Use your internal discernment to know what is true. Messages are being sent to all that will listen. This is not being kept from anyone willing to receive. The transmissions are there. They must attune their minds to the frequency that can receive them. It devolves back to the beliefs that have been passed on generation after generation. We must shift away from the old beliefs to now tune into the higher messages of truth that are meant for all to receive. A major theme for November is an increase in visions and downloads. There is an energy coming through that allows for major breakthroughs and epiphanies. Be ready to expand your mind and understanding of what you once thought to be true. You will be presented with new information that will transform how you have viewed your reality to this point. Keep your minds open to be able to receive, and then allow your internal guidance system to discern what is true and allow it to penetrate your mind. This is also a time when energy that may have been stagnant is being released. If there is something that you've been waiting for, the time for that blessing is now. The answer was never no. It was just a not yet. You have arrived at the point in which you are aligned to the energy to receive this blessing now. There were lessons you still needed to learn and overcome that were necessary to the success of the blessing that you were being given. Receive with gratitude and know that this is just a taste of the abundance to come. The last theme is that there is a wave of healing energy that is washing over the land. It is represented through the flooding that we have faced, and it is being used to cleanse, to release, to allow, to flow. Water represents the emotional tide within all of us. And there is a great outpouring of those emotions at this time as we continue to move through this major transformative shift fully into the age of Aquarius. We are releasing restrictions and bondages to the old ways, and it is bringing out all of our repressed anger, fear, shame, and guilt to be released as these energies cannot lead the way into New Earth. They were hindrances, and our emotional systems must be cleansed and renewed so that the planet can continue to ascend into the New Earth energy that is based in love and unity. We are releasing it all now and are just meant to be witness with compassion and love. As a rule, we don't want to see these things or accept that this level of deep tragedy, pain, and despair is even possible. Yet that's the very thing that holds us prisoners to the past. It's time to finally look at these deeply hidden emotions and let love's healing energy feed in new life. There is nothing to fear indeed. All is working out for the good for those that are called according to his purpose, which is all of us. And so these are definitely very powerful messages that came in from Archangel Michael. And I'm really focusing on that healing energy, the wave of healing, because really what I got as that was coming out to me is like all the destruction, all the flooding, all the damage, all of that that we're seeing is this emotional release that is coming out. That all of that that has been hidden in the shadows, we're seeing it so clearly now. And so it's like that, as within, so without, as above, so below. And so what has been happening, trapped and repressed within us that we did not want to see, is now very visible, and all of those emotions that were trapped with it are coming out with it, and you can kind of see that. And that was, I mean, that was a pretty powerful part of that message for me. And then the other part was about the blessings that are being released. And so there's these blessings that we have been praying for, working towards, really, really hoping would show up for us. And I mean, I even believe it's even more than just the hope. I believe that we've known these things are coming, but we haven't known the when, the why, or the how. Maybe not the why, the when or the how. And now we're being told there was a reason why it didn't show up before now. The reason why we weren't ready for it yet. We had to become the person that is capable of having this blessing and owning it appropriately and carrying it out successfully. There were just certain things that had to be in place, or else it wouldn't have been successful. So it was like, we could give it to you, you could have it, but if we gave it to you here, you're not going to have it for very long, and then you're not going to think it was the blessing that it really is. And so for it to be the true blessing that it's meant to be, you had to reach a certain level of maturity. You had to have a certain level of understanding, and you had to be a certain person before this gift could be released. But now then you're there, and so the gifts are ready to be released. And so the other part, that was very clear was the increased visions and downloads. And I love that it was really talking about, this is not just for one person. This is like everybody has access to the information that's coming through if you will just open yourself up and align or tune in to the frequencies where that information is coming through. I mean, so it's very much like TV or radio. That frequency is already out there. All you have to do is figure out how to connect to it, how to attune yourself to get to it. And where's it at? It's in the energy of love. It's in that unity energy. And so you've got to raise your vibration up enough out of these lower levels to attune, to be able to hear the messages that are coming in, because they are there. They are there. And so this is a very common message that is getting like all around to everyone. And that's your proof that the information is there. You just have to attune yourself to it. Okay. So I want us to move forward now, and let's talk about a couple of the angel numbers that have been showing up this week. So let me get that on the screen. Okay, so the angel numbers that are guiding us this month, we have 1010 and 717. So with 1010, this number brings us the energy of fresh starts and spiritual awakening. And it's a reminder of the importance of self-discovery. The 1010 portal was encouraging us to open up ourselves to new beginnings and powerful transformations. And so I feel like that there was some level of activation that came through with that 1010 portal, because that number has just been so loud to me leading up to the 1010 portal and even since. And tens just are this energy of completion. But see, tens are you've stayed too long at the party. And so nines are really where things are completed, because the numbers go from 0 to 9, right? We don't actually have a number 10. That's now we've started over. And so I also see ones and zeros. Ones are about new beginnings that you're initiating yourselves, and zeros are about divine beginnings. So there's a combination here, is that there's something faded that is meant for you to be doing, that's meant for your path, but there's something that you have to do. It's like you have to align yourself to the fate. And it's kind of going back to what we were already saying, but now it's time. And so maybe you've been in this alignment for a while and you haven't taken the actions yet. Now it's time to take those actions. Everything has been completed. You are at that mastery level to where you can now take this information and really integrate it into your life and move forward with it. The other number was 717, which signifies spiritual awakening and inner wisdom. This number is a call to trust yourself and to listen to your intuition, especially as the universe presents you with new opportunities to grow. The angels are saying you're on the right path. Keep going. And I'm going to say one of the best ways to really connect to your intuition is to ask good questions. And that comes out even with the way that I read cards. The messages that you're going to get are only as good as the questions that I'm asking. So make sure that you're asking yourself good questions. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to have a prompt for you for your next meditation to ask the right kinds of questions to get the right kinds of answers for you. All right, so we're going to move forward now, and we're going to pull cards. So let's see what the cards have to say about Archangel Michael's message. So today I'm going to be using the Biblical Tarot, Angels, Gods, and Goddesses, the Healing Waters Oracle, and we're going to pull a message from the Divine Masters Oracle. All right, let's get started. All right, so I've already pre-shuffled the cards. And so the first card we're going to be pulling with the Biblical Tarot. And so this is our Aquarian activation. So what is awakening within us as we are moving into this age of Aquarius? All right, so what is being activated on a soul level at this time? Okay. What were the activation energies? Let's see. We have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. And so the Nine of Swords is about stress. It's about sleepless nights. It's about worry. And, the first thing that's coming to me is that Bible verse about not being able to add a single day to your life with worry. Hold on just a second. I actually want to pull that up. Okay, so I'm going to read this verse to you. Let me find it again. Here we go. So Luke 12:25-31. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. And if that is how God clothes the grass of the fields, which is here today and then tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about that. For the world runs after such things, and your Father knows that you need them. Seek his kingdom, and all of these things will be given to you as well. And so it's just the reminder about, stress is not ever going to add a single day to your life. It could take away some of the days of your life, actually. And so what's being activated at this time is leveling up from this lower energy, from this lower vibrational energy of the fear, of the shame, of the guilt, all of those things, the lower vibrational energies, those emotions that we were talking about earlier that are being brought up to the surface to be released. We are releasing them, and we are activating ourselves into this higher level of vibration of consciousness on a collective level. And so you're still going to have people that are living in this energy. You're not going to be able to convince everyone that this is not the way to go, because you see that message that I read to you, that's thousands of years old, that people have been trying to get other people to understand, that stress is really not going to help us, that the worry is not going to help us, that the fear is not going to help us, that it only is a block and a hindrance. So if we haven't gotten it through to this point, I mean, we probably are not going to get through to everybody ever. But the advice still remains, and it still stands true after all of this time, because it is that powerful and it is that good. Okay. So the next card that I'm going to pull is from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Oracle. And it is what guidance is being revealed. So for the downloads that are coming through this month, let's find out what insights and guidance are coming through. Okay. Angel of Communication. Communicate clearly and don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Okay. So the Angel of Communication is coming through. Let's see where that one is at. That's 19. Your time of waiting and confusion. Oh, sorry, wrong one. But I think that part is, I'm going to go ahead and read that. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. And I think that that's connected back with the blessings coming through. But the Angel of Communication, communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to say it like it is. One of your major lessons in this lifetime is to learn to communicate what you want clearly. You assume that those around you know what you want or how you feel, yet the truth is they do not. Because of your failure to communicate honestly and clearly, those around you often end up confused or at best having to guess what it is that you want, feel, or expect. Do not be afraid to say it like it is. You cannot lose anything by simply stating your truth. You do not need to blame or accuse others in order to speak your truth. Just state your case clearly. Underlying this whole issue is a fear of not being accepted or not gaining the approval of others, and therefore you are often afraid to speak up. Know that it is an act of love upon yourself and others to communicate clearly, lovingly, and honestly. The Angel of Communication is here to help you work through this issue. Through this process, you will honor and empower yourself and gain much respect and love from others. And so I think that really just the communication in general is going to become so much more clear, because that was one of the themes that had come out in the channeled message about the increased downloads, the increased visions, and just the increased insight. So I feel like that's just overall, it's going to be opening up all over for everyone. And I don't think that there's a specific message. There are messages that are coming through, and you're being given this clarity in the communication that's coming through. So while you may have been questioning in the past whether or not these were real messages that were coming to you, you're going to have extreme clarity that this really is real and what you're going to need to do with it. There's going to be like an action step with this. It's not just that you're getting the guidance coming in. You have to communicate. There's communication that's coming with not just to you, but through you. Okay. So the next card that I'm pulling is what gifts are unfolding? And I'm going to use the Divine Masters Oracle to pull this. So what gifts are unfolding? So these are blessings. And if you've been waiting for this could be the moment. Okay. We have Joan of Arc. Don't be afraid to stand up for your beliefs. So the beliefs are what shape our reality. It's what shapes your personal reality and then our collective reality as we bring our beliefs out to the open and speak. This is how I believe things that need to be handled and developed and created. And so that's really how we are moving, and how everyone moves is based off of those belief systems that they carry deep within them. And if you're not speaking up, you're doing yourself a disservice. So we have Joan of Arc. Don't be afraid of your most authentic self. Don't be afraid of the passion that is moving through you. Don't be afraid of the power and gifts that you were born with. Right now, there's a huge opportunity for you to stand up for what you know and what you believe. You might feel as though the world is against you, but there's something in your spirit that is telling you not to give up. If you feel unrecognized or misunderstood, don't let this lack of validation get between you and what you know is right. Today's message is a message of confirmation. You are on to something, and it's important that you do not pull back. Keep going, keep driving, and keep pushing, because your truth will prevail. The greatest support that you can have is the support of the universe. Call in the light of God and the angels and stand strong in your beliefs, because the challenge you are facing is an opportunity to understand the purpose of your life. Believe, trust, and go. And so, like, you are meant to stand on these belief systems and actually do something with them. And I feel like that a lot of us have been quiet for too long, and that maybe that's made people feel much more isolated than what they actually are. That you might feel like your beliefs are just so far out there, nobody else could even understand. But the more that we start talking and putting that out there, you're going to start finding your people. You're going to start seeing that there are other people who have been onto the same information. So they've attuned themselves to that same frequency, and they're receiving the same information, the same guidance that is shaping their own belief systems. And so as we continue to like put that out there and get our collective belief system more expanded than what it has ever been, that's going to help us to be able to really, again, shape our future, our collective future together. But we've got to get what's the truth, because right now there are some voices, and it's the older voices. It's the more just, I wanted to say stable, but they're not stable. Those are still the loudest voices though right now. And they are shouting these messages of fear, trying to control the masses with these messages of fear. And so now then it's time for the rest of the group to stand up and say, that's not actually how I believe. And this is how I believe. And this is how it's shaped my reality. And here's how I think that it can help you. And so as we start just one by one, individually changing perspectives around us, just your circle of influence around you. That does bring a collective shift. If each person is speaking their actual truth and living in their actual authenticity and their truth. And so one thing that came to me as I was reading that was also moving into this age of Aquarius. And, really the shift is coming with this Pluto Capricorn moving into Aquarius. This is really bringing a huge shift for us. It's allowing us to be more authentic as a collective. And so that's what I'm getting. Is just, if you have felt to this point that you were too weird, too whatever, too out on the phrase to be able to really speak the things that you believe, we're moving into this time where that's actually going to be respected more than following along with the crowd. Somebody who actually has their own thought process, who's a thinker, and they think about what they actually want for their lives and what is actually best for the collective, instead of just kind of going along just to get along, as we have done for so long. So we're actually going to be more free to be these authentic versions of ourselves if we can just allow it. Okay. So moving forward, the next card I am pulling with the Healing Waters Oracle. So what needs to be released for transformation? So we've got these healing waters flowing. And it did say about the emotions. But what needs to be released as part of our healing journey so that the emotional tides can continue to flow? What needs to be released? Okay. What needs to be released at this time? Planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. And so the first thing is what needs to be released. Don't hold yourself back. Light workers, it's time to stand up. It's time to activate. Okay, so planetary wave. That's page 116. Your soul chose to come into this body on this planet at this moment in time. Absolutely. You didn't come here on your own. You are part of a larger soul team. Sometimes it can feel as if it's just you in this thing, all alone, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And I think that's part of why the communication is opening up, the downloads, the increased intuition. It is showing you that you are not alone. You're one droplet in a vast ocean of the consciousness, here to flow with life. You're being called to trust the current of your own river and to answer the deep call within. Take off the weight of responsibility that you need to travel this life on your own. Call in the ones who get you. Realize that you are part of a larger team. You are but one thread in the great tapestry of life. Your mission is clear. Keep doing what you're called to do. You'll never know the full impact that your being here on this planet will have and is already having. Keep trusting the call deep within. The more that you embrace who you truly are and surrender to and flow with the current you're being called to, the easier it will be for your people to find you. Like two rivers that meet, remember that they're made of the same thing. You're not alone in your calling. Healing Waters affirmation. I trust my inner calling and play my part in the greater plan. And so, I just feel like that's connected very much to this energy right here. too, of really standing up for what you actually believe, letting the world even see what you actually believe, not hiding yourself from the world. But this is definitely a call to action for the light workers at this time. What needs to be released is your light, your love, your unity consciousness, those belief systems that help to shape the new earth. They've got to start being released, and they can't be just held within you. You've been learning and attaining and growing all of this within you. Now it's time to really integrate it and put it out into the world. Okay, the next card is going to be embracing the 1010 activation. So again, I do feel like that there was some sort of activation energy that came in with that 1010 portal. So let's see how we can fully embrace that activation that came in. And I'm pulling this with the Biblical Tarot. We have the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups. And here we have the birth of Zechariah. And I'm going to read what it says on here. He will be a joy and a delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth. And so this is just the blessings coming in, and just really allowing yourself to enjoy the blessings coming in, enjoy the blessings of life. And just like the more that you're focused on that gratitude, and I mean, that's the thing. I asked about the 1010 portal. Like, you're being given this type of life if you will allow it. If you will allow yourself to believe that this is really possible, and allow yourself to start seeing it through this lens, start seeing how this has already been coming in for you. That it's not just out there in the future. You've already got proof of this already. What are the things right now that you can be grateful for? And so each time you're looking at each of those things to be grateful for, it's going to just keep expanding more and more opportunities for you to see how much of this you already have in your life. And it's just, this is where we're continuing to head. The activation that happened, the things that you're being asked to do, those next steps are bringing you into this full, complete happiness and emotional fulfillment that comes in with this 10 of Cups energy. It's happy life. It's a happy life. Okay. So I'm going to pull one final card with the Art of Manifestation Oracle. And let's just see what we can do to help bring our manifestations in. What can we do right now to help bring our manifestations in? Okay, we have Bless Your Past, a useful tool to help us to let go of any emotional residue that is still clinging to us from the past is to bless your past. Whenever the memory of an event or person comes to mind, pause and say to yourself, I bless every aspect of my past, and I celebrate the contribution that it gave me in becoming the person that I am today. And so, like, I like that this also feels tied into the message that Sari gave last Sunday. And it was talking about the timeline convergence, but it was the reason why was to stay in the present. We spend so much of our time, thinking about what has happened, what went wrong, what they said, what they did, how we could have done things differently. We spend so much time there that we're missing our opportunities that are right here in front of us. And so just taking the time to fully bless your past and to let it go, and to understand that every single thing that came through up to this point has shaped you to where you are now. It's giving you the information that you've made, the choices that have moved you from here and moved you from there, and just let it all be learning opportunities. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. You learn something about yourself. You learn something about the world. It helps you to know that, like, certain things need to be in place, certain boundaries need to be in place in order to not have to have certain experiences. You don't have to take it any deeper than that. Just know that certain things are just meant to teach you certain lessons. And then once you learn the lesson, you can let that go and you can move forward with it. And so learning to bless your past, that is not holding resentment that you went through the things that you went through in your past. That is learning how they contributed to your life to this point now, and no longer letting them hold you back in any kind of way. Not spending your even mental energy here anymore, because you don't need that stuff anymore. Once you've learned those lessons, you can let it go. And so now we can focus right here where we're at. Where are we wanting to go? And don't even get too far up here, because this hasn't happened yet. So we want to determine where this is going to end up. We've got to be right here present and making those decisions real time, so that we're guiding it to where it's wanting to go here. We can't do anything about what's happened here, but we do have impact on what's still going to happen here, but it's happening right here in the present. So we do have to let go, bless the past. Don't worry about the future, because we're definitely letting go of the worry and the stress. That was the activation that came through. And so that we can create futures that we really want for ourselves, create this new earth energy that we do collectively want. Okay. Okay. So as we close this reading out, I invite you to take a question into your meditation. So let me put this onto the screen. Okay. So the next time you're in meditation, I want you to breathe deeply and allow this question to guide you. Just let it gently unfold as you listen to your soul's response. You may feel insights or sensations. You may get visions. You may hear things. Just trust whatever comes up as the guidance that's really coming through for you. And so, how can you open yourself to receive the blessings, intuitive insights, and deep healing that are ready for you now? So, just like I said, the next time you're in meditation, I want you to really focus on that question and let whatever comes up come up. And you don't have to spend a long time in the meditation. Like, we're talking no more than 15 minutes that you're spending just really just kind of focused on this question and letting whatever comes to you come out. And you may even want to journal afterwards of like what came to you, just to get your mind flowing on this exact question. Okay. Okay. So take this question with you into the whole month and revisit it whenever you feel the need to reconnect with Archangel Michael's message from today. Your soul always knows the way forward. Sometimes we just have to ask. Thank you to Archangel Michael and to all of the divine beings who have joined us today for their guiding wisdom. May these messages bring peace, healing, and clarity to everyone who's watched. And thank you to each of you for being here. I hope that you all have a beautiful and blessed month. And remember that you are never alone in this journey. If you're looking for more personalized guidance, you can book a private reading with me or any member of the team. That link is down in the description box below. And if you enjoyed the message, please support the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the video. Your support means so much to all of us. So thank you again for joining me today. Embrace these energies and allow healing to flow. And remember, you are being divinely guided through this journey. I'll see you next time with more angel messages in 2 more weeks. All right. I hope you guys have a blessed November, and I'll see you later.